Hello and welcome to the Aunty Lisa show again. Right, what shall we do a story about today? In the silver bag we have JB and Superman. Excellent. In the reddish bag we have all of us, Aunty Lisa, Aleksander and Kristoffer, and a velociraptor and Hatty. Yes, I was just thinking Hatty was in the wrong bag. Right. In the pink bag, which is the bag of random things, we have a key. A key is a good one. And in the places bag, we have the hidden side. Dun dun dun. Well, that seems a bit spooky to me. Right then. One day, Aunty Lisa, Aleksander and Kristoffer decided to go to a trip to Newbury School. That's right. They went to Newbury School because it seemed like an interesting place to go, and they were having a fete. And a fete is where everyone puts up lots of stools, and not stools that you sit on, they're like tables with fun things to do on and things to buy, like cakes and biscuits. And they have games like hook a duck and bingo and the tombola. Tombola is where you pick out a number and you can win a prize. It's great. Anyway, so Aunty Lisa, Kristoffer and Aleksander had been invited along by Jack and Parker, who go to Newbury School, and their good friend JB, who gets involved in all the PTFA, Parent Teacher Association things, where they organise fetes for the school. And so they all went, everyone, to the fete. And Aleksander and Kristoffer had a great time with Jack and Parker playing hook a duck, where you have to hook a duck with a long stick with a hook on the end, and you pick out a duck. And if you pick out a duck, then you win a prize. Oh, there were so many opportunities to win a prize. It was great. And everyone had some cake and some biscuits. Everything was going awesome. Until that is, Aleksander and Kristoffer found a strange thing inside one of the ducks. Now, these are not real ducks, by the way, when you hook the ducks. They are bath toy ducks. So there's no cruelty to animals in hook a duck. I feel I should point that out. Anyway, so Aleksander and Kristoffer hooked this bath toy duck. And they went, ooh, it had a number 13 on it. That should have been their first clue that something was up. Number 13 was a delicious prize of a packet of sweets and a small cake. So they were pleased with that. But just as they were about to give the duck back to the person who was in charge of that game, they gave a little rattle. And it went tick, 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 tick. That's a bit strange. What on earth is inside of this plastic duck? And they asked the person who was running that stall, and they said, well, I don't know. And Aleksander and Kristoffer said, well, I think we should figure it out. It's a mystery. So that's what they did. They said, would you mind awfully if we slightly took apart this duck to find out what's inside? And the person said, no, that's fine. I've got loads of plastic ducks here. You have that one. It's yours. So off they all went to the technology room. And the technology room is a room with all the saws in and useful things for cutting stuff up. That's where Aunty Lisa actually likes to work best. That's actually her job most of the time. Anyway, so they went in there and they got the plastic duck. Now, I need you to remember, this is very important, this was a plastic duck. Before I tell you the next part of what happens in the story. Got it? Good. So, JB, Jack, Parker, everyone's there. Aleksander, Kristoffer and Aunty Lisa. And Aunty Lisa said, right, everybody, stand back. And she switches on the biggest saw she can find. And it goes... And then she goes... And chops the duck clean in half. Remember? It's a plastic duck, not a real duck. And out from the inside of the now in two halves duck fell a key. And everyone said, well, that's a bit weird, isn't it? What on earth was this key doing inside a plastic duck, which, by the way, is sealed? You can't get in a plastic duck normally. That's why we had to cut it in half. How did the key even get there? And what does it open? So, they thought, okay, well, let's try opening loads of stuff at school. So Jack took them down to his locker and they tried to open that. Didn't open that. That wasn't the key for the locker, which, to be fair, Jack knew. And then they went to Parker's. Didn't open that. JB said, ooh, what about the staff room? That's where all the teachers have their cups of tea. And so they went there. No, didn't open the staff room. Oh, God, blimey. What about the kitchens? Nope, didn't open the kitchens. What about the basement? Now, the basement, that's always another story in schools. Because there are always many spooky goings on in a school basement. Always. Some schools don't even have a basement because of the tendency for spooky goings on. It's true. So, anyway, so they went to the door to the basement. And Jack and JB were like, whoa, wait a minute, you guys. I don't think anyone's been down in this basement for years and years and years. We don't know what we're going to find. If this key opens the basement, it could lead to some scary stuff. And Aleksander and Kristoffer said, pah! We laugh in the face of scary stuff. Do it. Yes, let's do it. So they got the key and they went, oh, and it opened the door. And everyone went, and the door swung open like this. And Aleksander and Kristoffer and Aunty Lisa and JB and Jack and Parker all went, ooh. And they peered inside. And inside were some steps. They went down and down and down into a dark, dark basement. And there were loads of cobwebs. And there was dust everywhere. And they were like, this is a seriously spooky basement. Can't believe we just found the key to it when it's been locked up for all this time. Does anyone know why it was locked up in the first place? Anybody? Nobody knew. So they went, well, what's the worst that could possibly happen? Nothing. So, very carefully, they all went down the stairs, one at a time. Luckily, Aleksander and Kristoffer had packed a backpack before leaving the house that morning, and in there they had some torches. And they went, and then everyone went, ah! Because do you know why? Kristoffer had packed his dinosaur torch, and he projected a terrifying picture onto the wall. And it was a terrifying picture of a velociraptor like this. And everyone went, oh, Kristoffer, you scared the bejeebers out of us. Don't do that again. Take those scary dinosaur pictures out of your torch. Too scary, Kristoffer. And Kristoffer went, nah. Sorry. I had to do it. Oh, it was too funny. Okay. He took the pictures out of the dinosaurs and projected up onto the wall and just used it as a normal torch. And then everyone carried on walking and they were like, okay, what is down here? And you know what was down there? It was loads and loads and loads of old books. That's true. Loads of old, dusty books. And boxes filled with old trophies that people had won years and years and years ago. And in the very darkest corner of the basement, they saw something a little bit strange. They found, actually, a funny looking rock. And the funny looking rock was kind of glowing a little bit. And they went, that funny looking rock is kind of glowing a little bit. Wonder why it's down here and what does it even do? It's kind of green. Do you think it's that rock that Superman hates? You know, what's it called? The green stuff? Nobody can remember? Nope, me neither. Oh dear. Nope, still can't remember. There's a special rock that makes Superman super weak and unable to fly and things like that. And they said, oh, well, if it is that, we should probably hide it. So what they did was they all reached out at once to grab the rock. But as they did, everything around them went... And they all went, whoa! And do you know what had happened? The rock had transported them to the hidden side. They weren't in the school proper anymore. Now they were on the hidden side. They were like ghosts in the school. And they're walking around in the basement going, oh no, this could be seriously bad. We're trapped in the hidden side. What are we going to do? Well, they were properly stumped because getting trapped in the hidden side is extremely dangerous, as Jack already knows because it's happened to him. So they came out of, well, they carried the rock with them because they thought it might be handy, and they came out of the basement and they went out and around the rest of the fete where all the normal people were just playing games and eating cake, and they kept walking through them. Vroom, vroom. And they were like, oh no, it's like being a real ghost. Can anybody even hear us? Hello, hello, hello. No one could even hear them. Oh, they tried pushing people over, went straight through. They tried stealing people's cakes, went straight through. Couldn't even eat the cakes. They tried hooking a duck, couldn't even hook a duck anymore. This was bad. So they all sat down on the floor in a right old humph. Why did we touch that stupid rock? This was a super bad idea, you guys. What even are we gonna do now? Oh, if only we had some way of letting people know that we were trapped in the hidden side. Well, just at that moment, Kristoffer had an idea. He said, what if my torch still works from the hidden side? And everyone went, it's got to be worth a try, Kristoffer. It's got to be worth a try. So he turned on his torch and he put in the picture of the Velociraptor again. And he projected it onto the wall. It was getting a little bit dark now because the fete had been going on for ages. He projected it onto the wall. And the Velociraptor picture appeared onto the wall of the school hall. And everyone in the school hall went, ah! And they ran away. And Kristoffer went, looks like it works. Awesome. And he tried out the T-Rex. There's no one left to enjoy this. He was just having fun now. And he put on a Stegosaurus on the wall. Brilliant. Now, you might think that this wasn't going to help them get any help to escape from the hidden side. But you would be wrong. And I will tell you why. Because the people who ran away thought that there was actually maybe a velociraptor in the hall. They hadn't had time to look at it properly. And the only people they knew who might know stuff about velociraptors was the likes of Hatty and Andy, because they work at the Natural History Museum. So someone from all the teachers that had run away called up Hatty. And Hatty thought it was very strange that there might be a velociraptor in the school hall, but she came down to investigate with Andy, because why not? And they turned up much later that night, and they started looking around, and they were like, there can't possibly be a velociraptor here. And then Kristoffer spotted them, and he went, quick, put the torch on again, with the velociraptor on. And him and Aleksander held the torch up so that Hatty could see it and Andy could see it. And Hatty and Andy spotted the picture on the wall, and they were like, whoa, that's super cool. Look at that velociraptor on the wall. And then, because they know Kristoffer very well, they remembered, who do we know who has a torch that projects dinosaur pictures onto the wall? And Hatty and Andy went, Kristoffer has a dinosaur torch that projects pictures of dinosaurs onto the wall. Oh no! Where are you? Kristoffer, Aleksander, where are you all? And Kristoffer and Aleksander were like, we're here! We're here! But Hatty and Andy couldn't hear them. And they went, we're going to have to get some help. I think what must have happened, said Hatty, who is a very clever scientist. I think Kristoffer and Aleksander, and maybe even Aunty Lisa and some other people, are trapped on their hidden side, and they're trying to tell us by using that velociraptor picture on the wall. And Andy said, that sounds pretty much like the kind of cunning plan they would come up with. Tell you what, let's get some help. Who could help with this spooky problem? Let's ask JB. You and I both know that that's not going to work, but they went to JB's lab. And at JB's lab, JB was nowhere to be found because she was still trapped in the hidden side. But as luck would have it, you know who was at the lab looking for JB as well? Well, it was Fuego and Spencer, the ghost dog. And they were charging about the lab going, JB, Parker, Jack, where are you? And Spencer, the ghost dog, was going, woof, 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 woof. And Hatty and Andy ran in and said, hey, do you guys know where JB might be? We've got a bit of a problem. We think Aleksander and Kristoffer might be trapped on the hidden side. And And Fuego said, oh no, we've got to help our friends. Okay, right. Let's all go down there with some super spook vision goggles. And so that's what they did. They borrowed some kit from JB in her lab. Obviously she wasn't there, but anyway, they borrowed it. And they charged straight down to the school. And they looked around with their spooky goggles now. And suddenly they could see everybody that was trapped on the hidden side. So they could see Aunty Lisa like this. And they could see Aleksander and Jack like this. And they could see JB and Jack all looking a bit miserable. And they said, hey, hey, hey. And they were waving and waving and waving. And everyone went, yeah, you can see us. Hooray. How are you going to get us out of here? And so they had to devise a cunning plan. And that cunning plan involved a certain man we've met before. And that man was Superman. He's not normally involved in spooky goings-on, but this time they needed his help. So they called up Superman, or rather, Hatty and Andy called up Superman. Yes. And they all called him up anyway. He came along. And they were like, we need your help, Superman. And Superman said, that's what I do. That's my thing. I'm a helpful person. I said, good. So here's what's happened. Aunty Lisa, Kristoffer and Aleksander, and JB and Jack are all trapped on the hidden side. And we need your help to open a portal to get them out of there. And Superman said, it is possible if I fly around super fast in a circle, but I'm going to get super dizzy. Okay? It could work, but I also need a special green rock. Where would I find a special green rock? And they said, would it be a special green rock like this one, which Kristoffer and Aleksander had left on the floor? And he said, why, yes. I've been looking for that rock for years. And they said, well, it would seem that Aleksander and Kristoffer found it. And Superman said, it's a very dangerous green rock to me, but used in the right way, it can be used to open portals to the hidden side. So he put the special green rock in the middle of the school hall. One day I'm going to remember what that green rock's called. And then he flew round as fast as he could in a circle around the special green rock like this. So fast, it was just a red blur. And just as he was doing that, a portal opened up like this. And he kept going and going and going. And then Aleksander, Jack, Kristoffer, Aunty Lisa and JB spotted the portal and went, and they ran through the portal super fast and leapt out, woohoo, and into the normal world. And Superman collapsed in a heap on the floor and then threw up. Maybe so dizzy. And everyone went, Superman, you saved the day. Thank you so much. And Superman went, high five. Oh, I feel horrible. Oh, don't ever ask me to fly around in a circle that quickly ever again, okay? And we've got to get rid of this green rock. We need to hide it somewhere super safe. Because used in the wrong way, it can ruin all of my powers. And everyone said, good idea, Superman. Would you like a glass of water? And he said, yes, please. That would be great. And he had a glass of water and he felt a little bit better. So then they all went back to JB's lab. And they said, where are we going to hide this special green rock? And Hatty and Andy said, well, what if we hid it in plain sight? And everyone went, hid it in plain sight? What do you mean? And they said, at the museum. We have loads of rocks at the Natural History Museum. More rocks than you can shake a stick at. We'll just put it in one of the displays. Everyone will just think it's a fancy looking gem. And everyone thought that was a brilliant idea. So they all went to the Natural History Museum together in the middle of the night when no one was looking and hid it in one of the displays. And then, to celebrate having solved all the problems of that day, they all had a nice cup of tea and a sit down and they listened to some nice music and they ate some ice cream. Whew, busy, busy day. That is the end of the story. Love you. Bye-bye.